political stories, the National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party has released a timetable for a fresh governorship primary in Abia State. PDP spokesman Debo Ologunagba in a statement says the decision of the NWC to hold a fresh primary follows the death of the party's governorship candidate in Abia State, Professor Uchenna Ikone. Ikone, a professor and former vice chancellor of the Abia State University in Uturu, passed away on January 25. The PDP spokesperson said the decision is in line with Section 33 of the 2022 Electoral Act.
Well, having notified INEC of the incident, the party said sales of forms for the primary will actually last between the 27th and the 31st of January, and the last day for submission of purchased forms will be Wednesday, the 1st of February. Aspirants will be screened the following day, the 2nd of February, while the screening appeals is slated for the 3rd of February. Well, that's according to the timetable. The primary will be held on the 4th of February at Umahia Township Stadium. Ologunagba says fresh aspirants are permitted to participate in the current exercise alongside those who contested in the earlier primary.
Okay, joining us now to talk more on this is Chijioke Agu. He's a member of the PDP Presidential Campaign Council. Warm welcome to Newsnight.
Thank you very much.
Tell us, I mean, the G5, we saw them in Enugu State. They are still, would one say, hobnobbing with the PDP at local levels, but at the Presidential Campaign Committee, they are yet to still make up their minds, and January is fast running out. Chijioke.
Well, thank you very much. As you notice, the campaigns are now on the home stretch because the presidential election, most especially, is coming up in less than a month's time. The PDP campaign structure has continued to intensify its message to Nigerians on what the issues are in this election. You'll notice that there's largely been a lot of distractions because a lot of candidates have left what the issues that bedeviling us as a nation are, and we're dealing with I said, you said, and mere gossips. That is why the issues about the internal process in the G5 had come out as a campaign tool for largely people who don't want PDP to come back to power. But the message is very clear. This is the time for Nigerians to begin to ask themselves those pertinent questions. Was it better for you under the PDP administration, or is life better for you right now? Those are the issues on the table. And the Atiku Kowa tickets, what they've tried to bring on the ballot are those issues and not the issues of who said what and who did not say. The problems that bedevil us as a nation today are what we keep on hampering on the 5-point development agenda of the Atiku presidential
We'll get
ticket.
to all of that, but the truth is, Chijioke,
no, coming to the G5.
Yeah, exactly, because
coming to the G5
cannot divorce politics from
nobody has
elections.
said, no G5 governor has said he will not vote for PDP. It is a stand to be quoted. No G5 governor, 20-something days to the election, has not said he will not vote for PDP. Recall that what you have on the ballot is our umbrella. That's the most important symbol of what we are offering Nigerians in this election. The internal issues that you have in the party are things that the party continues to deal with every passing day. But one thing is very clear. The journey to recover Nigeria has started, and the G5 governors are also in agreement that there is a need to recover Nigeria. That is what the Waziri Adamawa ticket represents.
Well, you say they have not, say, don't vote for PDP, but they've not actually put their support behind your presidential candidate as it stands today. But beyond all of that, let's talk about some party issues and as it concerns one particular G5 governor. Speaking about Governor Ikpeazu of Abia State, unfortunately, you lost your flag bearer in the governorship race. And of course, we've seen the timetable as released by your party. Yes, we know that there's no love lost between him and the national, because that whole call for Iyochayo to step aside is still on the table, and of course the G5 are still doing their own things. But let's talk about, you know, the politics of it all, getting a new candidates to represent the PDP. Some are of the assertion that maybe Ikpeazu has lost that completely, and now the national will take charge of Abia State, and probably that there might be a clash and it might be detrimental to your party in that election. What are your reaction to that?
Well, it's an opportunity to pray God for a repose of the soul of the candidates of Abia State PDP. Now, coming to the issues, one very good thing about democracy is that it's futuristic and it has inbuilt mechanisms for control. You recall how this Electoral Act came about, and you can see the immediate consequences if it wasn't signed. Now you have a governorship candidate who unfortunately we lost a couple of days ago. What the PDP has reactivated is to meet up with the INEC timelines of replacement of candidates, and that has to go through a democratic process. Normally, the national PDP is only one party. Every state is at anchor of the main party, which is the national level. The national level always supervises and oversees primaries and other issues that have to do with the party. Now they've set out a guideline for that. And these primaries are going to be held in Umuahia. It's open for members of the PDP who meet the requirements to contest for governorship tickets. The delegate list has not changed. There is no issue about somebody using it to settle scores, because it is still the same process that INEC will witness next week, 4th of February, that will still pass through to come up with an acceptable candidate who will take to the ballots with the hope of winning Abia State for PDP in March 2023.
Well situated, yeah, well situated. But let's go back to Enugu State, where the Ebano family and the PDP have come to entrench themselves and kept to the political theory of rotation. But the arrowhead of that family is already under suspension by the NWC for allegations of anti-party activities. He was never given a chance to even come and defend himself, you know. But we don't want to get into that. If that is the case, why, you know, haven't we seen such suspension being extended to the G5?
Well, you talked about the Ebano family in Enugu. Ebano is actually a movement, it's a political movement, largely under the PDP. And since 1999, very fortunately, they provided leadership for Enugu State under the banner of the People's Democratic Party. Now you have one of
spearheaded by Senator Chimaroke Nnamani.
Senator Nnamani,
it's the arrowhead. You can't take it away from him.
Senator Nnamani represents a very great symbol of the Ebano movement.
Great, yeah.
Where unfortunately, going into the elections, we find ourselves where the parties are concentrating on delivering PDP candidates. In the wisdom of the national body of the PDP, they found it anti-party that one of their candidates appears to be supporting another presidential candidate, as symbolized in visuals and all that in media platforms. It's very different from the G5. The G5 has not come and said, I support candidate A apart from the candidates of the PDP.
The G5 has said so in Rivers State before, when Nyesom Wike received the Labour Party presidential candidate, he said we'll vote for you in Rivers State. Leave the governorship for us.
You can play back that. What he said was, I'll give you logistics. That's what he said. I will
support you.
You understand what I mean? I will support you, I'll give you logistics. He didn't say I will vote for you. Right? The governor of Rivers State has not come out to tell anybody to vote for another candidate other than the candidate of PDP. And I'm sure, just like I said in one of your interviews in Lagos earlier, there's always reward for bad behavior. The PDP continues to activate those mechanisms of conflict resolution, internal mechanisms of resolution. That is why you see the kind of spirit the candidate is bringing to this intra-family issues. He has tried to stay above that fray and present that father figure of waiting for whenever issues will be settled and continue to extend the olive branches. Because we understand that we need everybody. This is a democracy. Nobody is saying that PDP cannot go on an expulsion spree 20, 30 days to the election because of certain people who feel aggrieved about certain things. When you also understand that these people have not come out explicitly and say, we're not voting for the PDP. Like I've tried to emphasize here, what you're going to see on the ballot on the 25th and on the 11th are the symbols of the parties.
Right. Well, Chijioke Nnamani's suspension has not been lifted, but I know that two other candidates in Ekiti State who were suspended alongside him, theirs have been lifted. What really happened there? Is it that they appealed their suspension and Chijioke is yet to do that? Give us that clarification if you have that information quickly.
I may not be able to speak for the party list, but I will assure you that there is no way the PDP will not forgive his member that shows remorse.
Absolutely.
It's just a suspension.
Thank you for that. But as we wrap up, I know that this information is something you have as a member of the PCC, and of course, you're here in Abuja. We still have to look at the fact that Abia State is in focus right now, and the fact that the PDP has decided they're going to throw open the primary election to even new people, aside from those who went into that contest against Professor Ekune, which we know he won by 80%. Some are saying, why don't you just pick maybe the runner-up or any other person? Is it that the PDP at the national level here is looking for a way to probably get a fresh candidate altogether?
No, you see, like the party must be seen to be free and conduct a very fair process. The governorship election primaries have been thrown open once again. And for certain issues, there are people who probably couldn't run then. Maybe they wish to run now. There are certain issues that might have come out between then and now. But I can assure you, even without speaking for the party, that the party has no interest on who becomes the candidate. The party has interest in who the people want to be the candidate, and is represented by the delegates that will vote on the 4th of February.
Okay. Good place to
All right, yeah, good place to really hang it. Chijioke Agu is a member of the PDP Presidential Campaign Council. Thanks for coming.
You're very welcome.